it's your girl Misty, and today I'm going to be doing 20 of my favorite resistant band exercises. So grab your bands, get your mat, and let's go. So we're going to start with a fan favorite, and that's the banded squat. Start with feet planted shoulder length apart and with the band wrapped around your thighs just above your knees. Lower yourself into a classic squat, and as you do so, move your knees upwards, stretching out the band as far as you can without moving your feet. Return to your starting position and continue. Next up, we've got glute bridge abductions. Place the band around your thighs and lay on your back with your legs bent and feet flat on the floor. Engaging your glutes and core, lift your hips off the ground until your body forms a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. Keeping your hips high and feet flat on the ground, open your knees out wide, then back to center, maintaining tension on the band the entire time. Our next exercise are butt kickbacks. Start on all fours with the band around your left foot and the bottom of your right foot. Extend your right foot behind you, keeping the band straight, and lower. That's 1 rep. I typically like to do 10 to 15 reps on one side and then repeat it on the opposite. Next up, we have the kneeling leg extension exercise. Loop your band around your thighs. Start in an all fours position with your wrists under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Engage your core and roll to put all of your weight in your right hand and right knee as you straighten your left leg, keeping your left foot on the floor. From this position, engage your core and lift your straight left leg up towards the ceiling. Lift as high as your flexibility allows. Stop when your leg is about even with the line of your hip. Slowly lower your leg and tap your left foot to the floor before immediately lifting it again. Our next exercise is the banded hover abduction. Come to a 4-point kneeling position on the floor with a band around your legs just above your knees. Hover your knees a few inches off the floor so that you are on your toes. From here, pull your knees apart and release them back together repetitively to work your abductors while keeping your core and shoulders strong. We're going to revisit the glute bridge, but this time add an alternating leg extension. Loop a band just above your knees around both your thighs. Lie on your back with your hands at your sides, knees bent, and feet flat on floor, hip width apart. Squeeze your glutes and core and lift your hips a few inches off the floor. Extend your right leg until it's straight, keeping your knees in line with one another. Return your right leg to your starting position and gently lower your hips to the floor. Lift your hips again, this time extend your left leg until it's straight. Return your leg to starting position and gently lower your hips back down to the floor. Continue alternating sides to complete reps. Next up, we have ankle jumping jacks. Loop the band around your ankles and start with your feet close together, toes facing forward. Jump, and as soon as you do, move your legs apart to land with your feet spaced wide and toes pointing outwards at a 45-degree angle. Jump again and bring your feet back together before you land. That's 1 complete rep. This exercise is the backwards duck walk. Loop the band just above your knees around your thighs. Squat down until parallel, keeping your knees out against the band. Take small steps backwards, ensuring constant tension on the band and your glutes are always engaged. Try your best not to stand up between reps. Next up are clamshells. Keep both legs bent with your feet together and level with the line of your back. Place the resistance band around your thighs just above your knees. Lift your upper knee, keeping your feet together as far as you can before slowly bringing it back down. Remember to switch to your other side and repeat the exercise with the other leg. Here we have hip thrust hold abductions. Lie with your back propped up against a bench and knees bent supporting your weight. Place the band around the knees. Press through the heels and drive the hips up. At the top of the contraction, press your knees outwards, expanding the band. Continue to hold here while expanding the band with an in and out motion with your legs. Stay here for 20 to 30 seconds. Next up, we have reverse hypers. Lie face down on a bench with your legs hanging off, knees bent, and band around the bottom of your thighs. Your hip bones should be resting at the very end of the bench. Holding the bench for support and keeping your torso flat, raise your legs upwards as you would in a Superman hold, just with more extension. Engage your glutes at the top for a few seconds before bringing your legs back down to the starting position. This is 1 rep. Banded hip thrusts are up next. Sitting on the floor with bent knees and a band around the bottom of your thighs, rest your upper back against a stable bench. Brace your core as you drive your heels into the ground. Squeeze your glutes, lifting your hips up to a full extension, meaning your hips are even with your knees. With control, lower back down to the ground. This is 1 rep. Our next exercise are glute kickbacks. Stand up straight with your feet together. Loop your band around your legs just above your knees. Position your weight on your dominant leg. Kick your non-dominant leg back, moving from the hip and without bending the knee. Push back to the full extent possible, stretching the band. Return smoothly to the starting position. Switch to the opposite leg and repeat. Light squats, place band above knees at your thighs. Stand with your feet hip width apart and arms in front of you. Perform a squat and hold it at the bottom as you pulse a few inches up and down. Stay here for 20 to 30 seconds. Next up, we have lateral band walks. Loop your band around your legs just above the knee and stand with your feet planted flat on the floor, about shoulder width apart. Lower yourself about halfway to the classic squat position, with your thighs around 45 degrees from vertical. Take a few side steps to your right, stretching the band as you step. Next, take a few steps back to the starting position. The next exercise is plank kickbacks. Start in the plank position with your core tensed and your back and legs forming a straight line. Loop a band around your ankles and then slowly raise your dominant leg off the ground, stretching against the band as hard as you can. Switch to the other leg for the next rep. Side lying abductions are our next exercise. Place band around your ankles. Lie on your side on a mat or the floor with your feet in a neutral position and lower arm placed under head for support. Raise the upper leg to 45 degrees to the lower leg while keeping your knees straight. You should feel the tension in your glutes and oblique muscles. Return your legs to the starting position and switch to the opposite leg and repeat. Next up, we have banded seat abductions. Sit with your legs bent at the knee and feet planted firmly on the floor. Keep your back relaxed throughout the exercise, either straight or slightly leaning forward. With a band looped around your legs above the knee, move your knees outwards in a controlled motion, and then gradually return them to the center. Make sure there's no uncontrolled or jerking movement. Now we have lunge back lifts. Stand forward with your left leg and bend both knees to execute a lunge, making sure your left knee is aligned with your left ankle and both legs bent at a 90-degree angle. Shift your weight to your left leg as you lift the right leg up and behind your body, keeping your chest upright. Place your right leg back down to the original position and continue this move and then repeat the same movement on the opposite side. Lastly, we have the single leg deadlift. Put a band under your right foot and hold it with your right hand. Split your stance, right foot in front and left foot behind. Transfer your weight to the right leg. Keeping your back straight and core engaged, bend your right knee slightly and slowly hinge forward at the hips, lowering until your hand reaches mid-calf. Stand back up to start. Do 10 to 15 reps and then repeat on the opposite side. Thank you guys so much for working out with me today. Whew, that was a workout. Make sure you check out my bins at DEADLIFT. You can get these 3 fabulous colors in 3 different lengths.